The reflection of perfection and your number one selection, John R. Heinis, of course, with the latest and greatest in Hudson County news. Of course, the big story that's happening right now is what's going on in the 8th Congressional District. So yesterday morning, we saw Hoboken Mayor Ravi Bala formally declare that he would be running for Congress and therefore challenging the incumbent, and that's Rob Menendez. So this one is going to be an interesting race, and we've already seen that Menendez is not afraid to fire a couple shots off, as he did yesterday already, and continues to do so today. So this looks like it's going to be quite a grudge match. So we're going to tell you everything that's happening in relation to that race. We're also going to chat a little bit about 2025 and the gubernatorial. We saw that Jersey City Mayor Stephen Fulop got an endorsement out of Atlantic County. So we'll tell you why that's a little bit significant and why the timing is also something that's worth mentioning. We're also going to talk a little bit about the budget shortfalls in Jersey City and a whole lot more right after this word from our sponsors.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Growing up can be tough on kids. So much is going on in the world that can cause depression or anxiety. Unusual behavior for more than 6 months could mean they need help. Don't wait. For real-time mental health support and counseling, call New Jersey's Children's System of Care. CSOC offers free mental health supports, substance use treatment, and services for intellectual or developmental disabilities for all kids up to age 21. Call now, 1-877-652-7624.
This is a story about a Jersey kid who grew up not looking like all the other Jersey kids. My parents came here from India to work hard and honestly, with only the promise of opportunity, and to practice our Sikh faith in a country where it is self-evident that all of us are created equal. But that didn't stop the schoolyard bullies from hurling insults or tugging on my hair. I fought back the only way I knew how, on the diamond and on the court. When my baseball helmet wouldn't slide over my butka, my coach modified one that would fit me on the field. He knew our team was stronger when each of us could play. In the courtroom, I fought barriers to access, and for those who face discrimination. Hate has many faces, but all are cowardly and familiar.
A racist flyer in Hoboken.
A candidate for mayor labeled a terrorist on a leaflet.
On the city council, I helped clean up a city suffering from graft and mismanagement. And my first act as mayor was to declare Hoboken a welcome city for all. But with rising inequality and climbing sea levels, this moment requires change that is momentous. I believe that healthcare is a human right, housing is a human right, reproductive rights are human rights. The climate crisis is not a predetermined catastrophe, but a challenge we can and must meet. My name is Ravi Bala. As mayor, I tackled these problems head on.
A new renewable energy program in Hoboken, Mayor Ravi Bala says it will allow residents to get more of their energy supply from green sources.
Now, I'm running for Congress in New Jersey's 8th Congressional District because I believe that America is better than the demagogues who seek to divide us, or the politicians who strive only to serve themselves. I believe in the America my parents came to with $7 to their name and dreams that anything was possible. Where an immigrant story is the American story, and where this Jersey kid can be proud to raise some Jersey kids of his own, to work towards a brighter future for them and for you.
Hudson County View Live and Uncut, still John R. Heinis, and you just obviously watched Ravi Bala, the Hoboken mayor's kickoff video for the 8th District congressional race. Now that primary is not till June 4th, 2024, but as I mentioned at the top of the program, it looks like we're in for a good old-fashioned 12-round bare-knuckle boxing match. If you look at Menendez's response, I think that'll probably make it a little more clear why I said that. He says, "I welcome Ravi into the race, especially since he can validate the work we've done on behalf of the residents of Hoboken, including advocating for the expansion of the Southwest Resiliency Park, supporting Safe Streets for All grants for Hoboken, battling helicopter noise, and introducing the Local Solutions to End Homelessness Act to benefit Hoboken and Hudson County. While we have advocated tirelessly for Hoboken, it seems the only reason Ravi has entered the race after endorsing me in 2022 and publicly applauding our work this year is because a week after losing control of the city council, he sees no political future for himself in Hoboken." So obviously those are some fighting words from the incumbent. And the whole reason, or maybe not the entire reason, but a good portion of the reason that we're in this predicament is because of what's going on with U.S. Senator Bob Menendez. Of course, that's Rob's father. So we know at the end of September he got indicted, and that came out of the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York, and he's accused of accepting a number of bribes in order to use his influence, and that includes gold bars, cash, a car, and a whole lot more. And then there was that superseding indictment in October that accused him of acting as a foreign agent to the government of Egypt. So obviously there's some serious allegations there. We've talked about them at length, but the notable part of this story and how it all ties together is that we heard from Mayor Bala and also Jersey City Mayor Stephen Fulop, of course, a Democratic candidate for governor, and they have the only two mayors in Hudson County, which is, of course, Bob Menendez's home turf, that have called on him to resign. And as a matter of fact, when I interviewed Fulop in October, as you guys probably recall, once that superseding indictment came down, he asked for the U.S. Senate to expel Bob Menendez. So obviously there's no love lost there. As again, we've also talked about quite a bit on this show. Now, you know, in this case, obviously we know that Rob Menendez hasn't been implicated in any of that. You know, the indictments don't mention him even in passing in any way, shape, or form. And he already has the support of the Hudson County Democratic Organization. The other 10 mayors in the county are in support, and he's also got endorsements from Newark Mayor Ross Baraka. Don't forget the district also includes Newark and Elizabeth. And he also has Hudson County Executive-elect Craig Guy, as well as U.S. Rep. Josh Gottheimer, another guy that is rumored to be running for governor. So there's a lot going on, but it looks like the younger Menendez is not afraid to put punches in bunches. Again, I say that because shortly after this announcement, he then came after Mayor Bala over not filing any campaign finance reports. And the Federal Elections Commission has something called testing the waters, and they have this $5,000 threshold of raising or spending. In this case, obviously, you guys recall the Hoboken mayor has said that he's raised $509,000. That prompted Menendez to say the following: "I look forward to Mayor Bala explaining why his first act as a candidate was to skirt federal campaign finance laws by hiding his fundraising from the FEC and Hoboken voters." Of course, expectedly, we heard from the mayor's camp, and they said they did nothing wrong, which, you know, a standard procedure, right? He said, "The Bala for Congress Exploratory Committee has followed all the applicable rules. All of our fundraising has adhered to the federal campaign limits and will be reported on schedule." And also, what has been now becoming a bit of a running joke. We saw a tweet from Menendez less than an hour ago. He pointed out that the paperwork, the statement of candidacy filed by Bala, actually lists him as a candidate in the 7th district as opposed to the 8th, so some people are having some fun with that, including Menendez on Twitter. So with that, folks, we're going to get into 2025 mode in just a moment because I'm here with Hudson County Commissioner Bill O'Day, a Jersey City mayoral candidate, so we're going to sit down with him right after this break.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, Light Rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Follow the union leaders.
Hudson County View live and uncut. John R. Heinis, and as I mentioned a few moments ago, today I'm joined with Hudson County Commissioner Bill O'Day, who's also a candidate for Jersey City Mayor in 2025. Bill, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, John. Good
Thank
to see
you. So look, let's start on a somber note. I mean, there's a lot of rumors about your friend and a friend to a lot of people on the show.
Yeah.
That's former Councilman Chico Ramchal, and unfortunately this terrible accident the other day. So could you give us an update on what happened?
Well, I mean, he slipped and fell. Don't know all the details. Suffered a severe neck injury. Had to have a surgery, and he's in Jersey City Medical Center, and he's going to have a long recovery process. But I think he'll be okay at the end of it. So people should keep him in their thoughts and their prayers.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for that. Very sorry to hear, but hopefully now on a much lighter note, we could talk a little bit about what's going on and what you've been up to. Let's at the county level first. So as you know, last week we were talking about that there's this pre-K funding cut that could be a few $1 million slash for Jersey City, and you have this online petition as well as an in-person petition going, and you reached out to the state. Any update on that, or could you tell us maybe just what exactly that situation looks like?
Well, I mean, so they were able to get an extension now through February. Originally, December 1, their funding was going to get cut. So buying those additional 2 months, because there was a notice requirement that they had fulfilled, gives us time to collect petitions. The group of the early childhood centers have had meetings with Senator-elect McKnight, Senator-elect McCurgy, and other electeds. And I think the idea is, you need a long-range plan to address the issue. You can't, in the middle of the school year, substantively cut funding when for 3 or 4 years or multiple years you have paid them for a class, whether the class had half as students or full amount of students. You can't lay people off in the middle of the year. You can't affect your lease payments for your school. So hopefully we get it extended through the end of June, and that will buy time from now through September to do some reorganizations within the various early childhood centers, hopefully working with the school board to resolve it. And one of the biggest issues is we need to market. Like, we don't spend any money like other towns do on marketing to those individuals who will have 3-year-olds. Hey, there's these free early childhood centers that you should avail yourself of. And there are probably more than enough individuals currently not availing themselves of that if they did, we can address this, because then the classrooms would be full. So hopefully that's what we come out of it.
All right, very good. Obviously, we'll stay on that, and we'll see what happens between now and February. Now, you probably saw this morning, Mayor Fulop was at a ribbon cutting right on your home turf, the west side, near the old Puccini site. And he's talking about bringing that light rail in. And of course, we've talked about this countless times, probably over the past decade. So what do you think about that idea? And what do you think about the feasibility of bringing that new station to, again, your home turf?
Yeah, and I mean, I guess he's looking about the PATH station, right, not a light rail. So
PATH, excuse me, yes.
It's a bigger PATH is bigger than the light rail.
Yeah.
So I think everyone universally supports it. The challenge we've always been told is where you physically locate it based on the run time. Like I can't have a station here and then go one block. So having it at that exact location may be a challenge. Whether you're able to find a location maybe even a quarter of a mile west might have a better opportunity to do it. I know that it's been a priority of the mayor. It's been a priority of mine for probably a couple of decades. The Port Authority can usually find a way to get something done if they want to. I think that the Port Authority commissioners and the executive director should focus on how do we get this done. And if it has to move a quarter of a mile west, then move it a quarter of a mile west. It'll still enhance the Marion neighborhood. It'll still enhance that development that's occurring there, and it will advance the art museum that's on the other side of Newark Avenue, which is a big drawing card, which I think further enhances the need to have a stop there.
Ed, do we have any idea what this is going to cost and how much time it's going to take to actually get shovels on the ground?
I'm sure it's going to cost in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Why they haven't started that process yet, I don't know. And I deal with the Port Authority and know that their stuff takes a long time.
Yeah.
Their processes are very time intensive. So if they announced tomorrow that they had found funding to do it, you probably wouldn't break ground for 2 years. That's if they told you tomorrow that they found the money.
So you think, would it be fair to say, best case scenario, this is probably a 5 to 7 year endeavor?
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable 5 year is a reasonable, optimistic perspective of when you could have a station open. Yes.
Okay, very good. Now, when you're looking at that development, in Journal Square, on the west side, and of course downtown, what do you think about the approach this administration's taken, and where would you differ, if at all?
Well, I think that these developments don't have community benefit agreements. So I'm a big advocate of community benefit agreements. And you identify the community by whether it's the neighborhood, the houses of worship, how they're impacted. And then how do those projects benefit it? Jobs that they create, how do they go to people that live locally as possible? Affordable housing. Can they do affordable housing on site, or can they do affordable housing off site? And what is the right affordable housing per project? Is it low mod, 30, 60% area median income? Or is it workforce? Is it 80, 120%? And I think different sites and different projects have different needs or requirements. So one thing I would want is every project that goes through the redevelopment agency must have a community benefit agreement in it that's negotiated early in the process so developers know what their givebacks or costs are. And then the community needs to be involved in those discussions or negotiations. Don't let government think we can unilaterally know what's best for you. I think that's not a criticism of Steve's administration, but I think generally that tends to happen a lot of times. So in this case, all the contributions given back. In some of the Journal Square cases, the city did some things like giving money towards the Lowe's Theater or for the Pompidou. But that's just one part of a community benefit agreement. The other parts are things that affect the people that live in the neighborhood.
Very good, Commissioner. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Growing up can be tough on kids. So much is going on in the world that can cause depression or anxiety. Unusual behavior for more than 6 months could mean they need help. Don't wait. For real-time mental health support and counseling, call New Jersey's Children's System of Care. CSOC offers free mental health supports, substance use treatment, and services for intellectual or developmental disabilities for all kids up to age 21. Call now, 1-877-652-7624.
Hudson County View live and uncut. John Heinis, and I'm still here with Hudson County Commissioner Bill O'Day, a declared candidate for mayor in Jersey City for 2025. All right, so Commish, let's also chat a little bit today about, you talked about, I know at your kickoff, being way more collaborative with the Board of Education.
Correct.
And, obviously it's a lot of finger pointing, their budget's $1 billion, they have all the excess spending, they got the patronage hires, no, they have more patronage, so on and so forth.
And it doesn't help anybody.
So what do you think would propose you could do as mayor overseeing the school board that technically you don't run?
Yeah, I don't want to oversee the school board. I want to see how we get resources restored that were taken away. The draconian cuts in school aid are unacceptable, yet nobody seems to want to support the school board and the Board of Ed in fighting to get the money back. When the school board went to the state and even went to court, the city should have been a partner in the lawsuit, but that didn't happen. So that's something that should happen, but rather than having to go to court over it, we should be all together in demanding that the formula be reassessed again and that the vast majority of those funding cuts be restored. But if we're not together on the same page, how are we going to get all our legislators and a governor to do that? Remember, those cuts occurred under, was it Christie and Steve Sweeney? You know Steve Sweeney. You've seen him at some events, none of mine. But so those cuts were unfair, and some people would argue that some of those cuts were punitive in part because of maybe the position that a mayor held. And that's wrong. And we should just all be together on the same page of that, fighting to get those monies back. The same way we should be fighting to collect every dime of the payroll tax. I believe that millions go uncollected every year because you need to do more detailed audits, especially on construction projects, to see how much they should pay. But from the city's perspective right now, they don't want to do that because that's out of their dime, meaning the municipal side. But if you had a collaborative partnership, you'd go to the school board and say, look, if you're willing to reimburse me $25,000 to do an audit on this construction project, I believe we're going to generate $1 million or $2 million in payroll taxes. I think they would go along with it. But unless we're working together and trusting each other, that's not going to happen. And I think that relationship that I have with the superintendent and almost every member of the school board is what you need as a mayor to make things happen. How do we work together? Even how do we get schools open again? Right? There's too many schools that are closed because we're fighting about, well, you've got to pay 7 different things. Well, why can't I pay for 2 or 3 different things? And we make it work.
Point taken. So let's talk about the dynamics of the race. So right now you got 3 declared candidates.
Yes.
Obviously, former Gov. Jim McGreevey, Council President Waterman, and there's probably a few others waiting in the wings. Now, McGreevey's managed to get about a handful of relatively key endorsements, I think, including the 2 police unions yesterday from Jersey City. So do you have any concern that maybe he's gaining some momentum, might make this difficult for you?
No, I mean, look, he's going to get his endorsements from those unions. Besides the police unions, there's other stuff, kind of out-of-town stuff, right? We'll get a good amount of union support and endorsement. We're working on those things every day. Most unions kind of usually have more of a process. They interview candidates and they just don't make endorsements. I'm not sure that anyone, I know they didn't poll the few hundred members of any police unions to ask them what they should do, or had even a screening committee where all candidates would be invited to. But that's just the way some of those things work. But look, we have far and away the greatest ground game. We had 600 plus people at an announcement. He had 60 people. Like, we have people that live in the city to give us a ground game to go district by district, old school, and we'll match them on all the social media stuff too. It's just, I think the campaign is what I said. It's our city, it's our choice. You've got somebody who's committed their career to the city, and you have somebody who decided to come back here, needed a job. Mayor Fulop, helped him get a position. And, from there now wants to be the mayor again. He has every right to want to be the mayor, but I think, what are your real motives? Like, is it driven by your ego? We all have to have an ego. Or is your most important motive that you really think you can make a difference for the city and make decisions with the people that live in the city? I think that's a stark difference you'll see throughout the campaign. And I like Joyce too. And it's not that I don't like Jim. I know Jim a long time. I like him. I just think we're different people with different motives and different approaches to things.
Got it. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to it, needless to tell you. But
I'd love to start having some debates or forums that would be good.
I would as well. Let's see what we can do on that front. So real quick, there's obviously some fiscal issues in Jersey City.
Big time.
We just saw yesterday, on Monday, they were talking about now there's $21 million to get the tax appeals covered. And, we talked the MUA agreement that got shot down by the state. We could go on.
Yep.
So how do you address these kind of difficulties?
Well, first you got to bring professionals in outside of the government, right? We've got them from the Goldman Sachs, the Depository Trust, Citigroup, like they exist. We have to bring them in because they have an objective opinion. And you've got to develop a multi-year budgeting. You're not going to solve these budget problems in 1 year, but you can't delay small increases and then get hit when you're either no longer in office or when after an election with a huge increase that devastates everybody. We got to identify new revenue streams. Like, I'm curious to see how much have hotel taxes come back, or have they? So it's a long time. You don't solve a problem that's taken decades to get to where it is overnight, and you don't do it with cliches and say, I'm just going to make government affordable, because that's a lie to the taxpayer. So, I've got to get into it. I'd love if the mayor gave me an opportunity to look at even just the tax appeal issue. Is that long-term or short-term? But you got to take piece by piece, and you have to bring in outside professionals.
Commissioner, thank you very much.
Always a pleasure, John.
We'll obviously be talking soon.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. We're not done yet. We'll be right back.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Panepinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panepintodevelopment.com. Panepinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Growing up can be tough on kids. So much is going on in the world that can cause depression or anxiety. Unusual behavior for more than 6 months could mean they need help. Don't wait. For real-time mental health support and counseling, call New Jersey's Children's System of Care. CSOC offers free mental health supports, substance use treatment, and services for intellectual or developmental disabilities for all kids up to age 21. Call now, 1-877-652-7624.
Hudson County View live and uncut, John R. Heinis. So a couple other political events that I wanted to discuss with you guys before we call it not only a week, but actually a year. So first of all, Atlanta County Commissioner Ernest Corsi endorsed Jersey City Mayor Stephen Fulop for governor. And while he's been racking up endorsements for governor for many months, of course, he announced in April. This one's a little significant because this came less than 24 hours after Atlanta County Democratic Chair Michael Sullivan endorsed former Senate President Steve Sweeney. And he's since picked up 5 other endorsements. So this one looks to be getting interesting. But on the matter of Corsi, he said, Mayor Stephen Fulop is a proven leader with a detailed policy agenda and a vision to make New Jersey better for all residents, and that's why I'm excited to run for re-election in 2025 alongside him and my friend Atlantic City Mayor Marty Small Sr. Together with Mayor Small, our plan is to have a full countywide ticket of Democrats who share Steve's passion for public service and his vision for New Jersey's future. So this is the first time that we actually heard that Fulop will be running a full line statewide, which is an interesting prospect, and I don't think that's something that we've typically seen in gubernatorial races of past. So that'll be fun, and obviously we're all looking forward to see how hard him and Sweeney are going to hit each other. I think pretty hard and pretty often, but we're obviously going to keep our eye on that as 2025 gets a little bit closer. Now, as I just spoke a little bit about with the commissioner, at the caucus on Monday, Jersey City Council reviewed an emergency appropriation to cover the $21 million needed for residents who are owed money due to tax appeal judgments and settlements. So if you had an overview of the meeting, you could see that there were several council members led by Wardy Councilman James Solomon and also Council President Joyce Waterman. You could tell that people had really no idea what was going on. And we heard from the finance director and assistant corporation counsel. They basically said they did the best they could with the information we had in front of us. And who knows what the council's going to do tonight. You know, I didn't expect them to vote down the police overtime at the last meeting, but certainly I imagine this is going to be another contentious vote. So that's tonight at 6 o'clock, and that'll stream live on Microsoft Teams. And of course, you could go in person at City Hall, 280 Grove Street. And finally, some rare West Hudson news. We actually have a new 3rd Ward councilman there, and that's Renato Da Silva, a career educator. And this is a little more significant than your average appointment just because he's actually succeeding the current mayor, and that's Carol Jean Doyle. So in short, Da Silva told me, I am grateful for the privilege to serve the community by collaborating with the mayor and council for the residents of the 3rd Ward in the town of Kearney. And what's interesting, at this meeting, he was appointed by a vote of 5-3, and the people that voted against it were 1st Ward Councilwoman Mary Tree DeCastro and 4th Ward Councilman Gerald Fisetto, and then also Doyle. So that's kind of an interesting dynamic. So I'll let you read the rest on HudsonCountyView.com. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. It's been a great year. I hope you have a happy, healthy holiday season, and we'll see you in 2024.
Thanks for watching Hudson Media Group. Follow us on social media on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.